This week we have our biggest and messiest transformation yet. We finished power washing all of the walls that we plan to leave exposed inside of our historic Italian homestead.
Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous!
It is so satisfying to see the stones come to life and gives us a much better picture of what our home will look like when it is finally completed.
So I won't bore you with the details of what we're doing today because we made a whole video about it last week, but today we're hoping to completely finish the entire rest of the house with the pressure washing, removing the mortar, removing that outer layer of the stone to really make it pop. We did have a lot of questions of why we're doing this. Is it like necessary by code or anything like that? And the answer is no, it's absolutely not required. This is for aesthetic purposes because the cleaning that we had done before really just wasn't doing a good enough job. So the only way to properly clean it is either to sandblast or to power wash. Power washing is a much more effective way of cleaning the stones, but it does require a 300 bar pressure washer like the one we are using today. You can see that you get peppered with small stones and mortar while you're working on this. It's definitely important to wear safety glasses, something that the local contractors are not exactly a fan of. So while he's working in the opposite end of the house, I thought I'd come someplace quiet and explain a little bit more about this process. So of course, once we're finished with this process, we have to come back and point with lime mortar between the stones. Pointing is where you kind of squeeze all of that mortar between the stones. And what the power washing does really well versus other techniques is it gets really far back into it, removes the old mortar, removes the old clay, so that you can squeeze more lime mortar deeper back in, which will allow your pointing to last longer. So yes, this entire process is very cosmetic. It allows the stones to look more beautiful, but it's also practical because in the end, it will allow your pointing to hold and last a lot longer. Now we are gonna wait until much further into the process to do the pointing the lime mortar between the stones. I talked to a couple of stonemasons thinking that we needed to do it now since we ripped everything out of there. To me, it felt better to kind of fill it back in right after we ripped it out. But they said it's better to wait because it's more of the finishing touches part of the process, and they didn't really advise doing it now because it might get messed up in the rest of the construction.
It's a swimming pool. Swimming pool.
Well, it's lunch break now, and we are about halfway through the kitchen, and this room, more than anyone, makes me so excited. The color of the stone that's popping through, especially around the doors and windows, makes me extremely excited. I also really love the open ceiling right now, which we're not going to do anything about. We're going to put the ceiling back, but man, that would be nice to have a two-story view looking up into the ceiling as we have right now.
Oh, listen!
It's very messy in there.
Oh, somehow it feels like more dirt coming. Is the house getting more filled?
Yeah, we knocked a bunch of dirt off the walls, and now the...
Look at the floor, Daddy.
Did I make a mess? I'm sorry. Where's Mommy? Hello.
Hi, ketchup. Hi, ketchup. You're French fries and you just got ketchup. What? I don't get it.
We're French fries and we just got ketchup.
Because
We just ketched up.
Do you want to see the house?
I want to see the house.
Well, go check it out.
So excited. What rooms have been done?
Mostly upstairs, which the kids can't go upstairs.
Okay.
There's more floor in here.
You can go look in here.
There's
here?
more floor.
Cool.
It's
Wow.
not from the house.
So this is
Yeah,
not finished yet.
yeah, we just started in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's barely the floor.
Yeah.
The ground is quite muddy. Sorry.
Wow. That's going to be so
You can kind of peek up through the floorboards up there, and Heather, you can go up there if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm
but-
going to go up
Daddy.
and see.
I put my shoes on the wrong feet.
Oh, you're sorry. Sorry, I should have.
Bad choice in shoes.
I should have told
I'm
you.
not going.
No, you
I'm
can't
going
go. This is, oh my goodness.
I'm going.
It's so muddy. Oh wow, look at, did you do this?
Yeah.
The stairs, it looks so pretty. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous.
So it looks a
Wow.
lot darker now, but it'll dry out and lighten up. But then we really need to think about doing like some down lights to kind of accent all of the new stone.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so
That's my
pretty.
favorite right there. That's pretty intense.
Really,
the large stone.
really
It actually probably looks best in our bedroom on the other side.
Okay, so I need to go see that. Oh, I love it. Oh my
If
gosh.
you are brave enough, I want to show you something. Can you
Okay,
step over here?
yeah.
I know you're very capable, but
I know, I'm scared.
it's
This
just
is-
a little slippery.
Well, and
You don't have the right shoes
I don't have the right shoes and I just get nervous. Okay.
Okay, let me find it.
Is it like a spy hole?
Yeah.
A peephole?
There's several spots where you can see all the way through the stone wall since we cleaned on the opposite side and on this side.
We're gonna put like mortar in
Yeah.
we're gonna point
Everything's
it,
gonna be
right?
pointed, yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
It's actually best for me because I'm the tiniest one, so I can easily go through there.
Welcome to your bedroom.
Yes. Oh, this is so pretty. Like, can I get this close? Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. I love it.
It's pretty special,
It's
isn't
so
it?
much better than I even pictured it in my mind.
So this stone is almost fully dried out here. The rest of it's still wet. So you
Right.
can kind of see what it'll look like long term.
And obviously we'll have the door cut out there to our bedroom.
Yep.
But, oh man, I'm just excited to even see like, okay, like do we put our bed here? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking bed up
Bed
against
here
the wall
and then
there.
we'll have
Yeah.
that as like a view from our bed.
Exactly.
This is really, really exciting.
Actually, right here is a good example of why we did the power washing. You can see this wall here is a much darker hue than the wall behind me. We haven't done this wall yet. So you can kind of see how it goes from just a stale gray to a variety of colors, especially the dark blues, which we really, really love.
So for these back walls, we're actually hoping that we can keep them exposed. We're playing around with some different ideas of how to insulate the back of the house. We'll see. It's still unknown at this point, but if we can do it a different way and keep these back walls exposed, then what we're going to do is we're actually going to cover up the cement part with a lime mortar to make it look like a natural mortar, what would have been on these walls originally. And so then we can kind of make it look a little bit more rustic than the cement. The cement isn't very pretty, so it'll be really nice, I think, if we can do that.
Well, it does not take long to see massive results with this process, and what has taken me by surprise is how much more I love our new beams in the kitchen. The new color of the stone matches that new color of the wood so much better. I know it was also a lot of work to hand to you those beams and get them to look the way they are, but I'm so glad that I've done the kitchen, and now I have to do the rest of the house as well. I really wish I could show you guys the beauty of this window right here in the kitchen, but the camera's just not picking it up with the contrast between the light from the outside and the dark inside. But man, this window right here, combined with this door, is just incredible. So I'm no longer concerned about the water in the house. I can see that the earth is absorbing it just fine, and whenever there's too much water, we can bail it out. But what I am concerned about is our fireplace. See, that is 200-year-old wood. And we've done our best to cover it up with this tarp, but inevitably some water is getting back in there, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting through this process as quickly as possible, taking that tarp out, getting some fans on it, and drying it out. I know that it feels really dark right now, but you just have to trust me. For one, the stones are darker right now than they will be ultimately because they need to dry. And then secondly, we're going to be adding a lot of accent lighting to bring out the accents of the stones and to brighten them up. And then finally, we are going to have a lot of white walls in the house. I think that most of the exterior walls are going to be white walls, if not all of them. And then we will have a lot of white accents to brighten up the space. I'm definitely pleased with how these are turning out, but I really need to pick up the pace. We have probably be opening up the doors and windows in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. We'll see how the timing goes with the contractors, but I have a lot more of these to make. All of them I'm making bigger than they need to be so that when we get the final dimensions of the openings, we can just cut them down last minute and slot them in. But there's a lot more to go. So last week after our group trip to Venice, I mentioned that I wanted to create an entirely new segment of our travel hacking course on how to travel Venice affordably. And Heather said that if I was going to do it, I needed to title it How to Travel Venice for Under $1,000, to which I immediately responded, why not under 500? Like, that's totally possible. And she told me that nobody would believe me. I didn't listen. I set out to see if it was possible for under $500, and last week I put together the entire course. It's about an hour long. It's a long conversation, the best places to go, the top things to see, do, and eat. And the grand total for 4 nights and 5 days ended up coming out to $432 per person. Now, of course, full disclosure, that really low price requires opening up a credit card so that you can use those bonus points to book a flight for practically free. If you don't like going that route, you can still do the same itinerary for under $750. We show you how to use cash to book a really cheap flight. But I don't know, I like making these specific courses to really show people that it's very affordable to travel, to get out there and see the world. If there's any other specific destinations that you want, let me know in the comments and we will look towards adding those in the future. If you want to join the course now, it's the best time. We are running 50% off just for the next 2 days alone, and we would love to have you. But either way, next week we will see you for a brand new video.